Good to see you.
Good morning, nerds.
Exactly.
Who does it? Who's like, I'm gonna go see the news live?
Well, you have never endorsed anybody. You didn't endorse Obama. People came back from the dead, black people, to endorse Obama. What do you know about Ben Jealous that makes you want to come out and endorse Ben Jealous?
What do I know about Dave Chappelle?
I know exactly.
I'm not, Van, I'm not a real political dude.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat of a cynic when it comes to politics. However, this particular election was exciting to me because Ben and I are like family. Our fathers were best friends. My dad was his godfather.
Wow.
And when I was growing up, I never met Ben. He was just like a picture on the wall. When I moved to New York to do stand-up, my dad said, you got a godbrother at Columbia, you should go and hook up with him. And Ben and I hooked up, and we became fast friends. First thing I realized about Ben, we're similar in age, but his intellect was daunting.
Yeah.
Man, this guy is one of the smartest people I'd ever met. And from the time I was 17 to now I'm 44, I watched him work on equity. Like sincerely and diligently work on equity outside of the system. Well, Ben got kicked out of Columbia.
True.
At one point.
Protest.
He was protesting. The university had bought the Audubon Ballroom where Malcolm X was assassinated, and they were going to demolish it. And Ben was incensed, and he was like, man, you got to come up to this protest with me. And I was like, I'm good. and Ben got himself arrested. He got put out of school. And for 2 years, I watched him, try to find his way. Academia was his life, and it was taken from him. And it was 2 long years. He got back into Columbia and killed it.
Right.
Got the Rhodes Scholarship, and it was a very...
First of all, that's hard to do right there.
That's right. And when he got the scholarship, excuse me, everyone was very proud of Ben. And my father said to Ben, he said, I'm very happy, I'm very proud that you won the scholarship. And then he said, my fear is that they're awarding you this scholarship so that you'll no longer be a threat. Pop was a gangster. My dad was a cynic too.
His dad went to Brown University at age 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was him, not me.
But it was also like 1953 or something.
Yeah, well, it was not a comfortable time to be Brown at Brown. but my dad's fears were because he's from the generation where, we petitioned the system from the outside. This is a post-Obama world. We've seen a community activist become the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And these times are daunting, man. I mean, even as a comedian, I travel all around the country. It's cynical out here. It's polarized in a way that I've never seen it before. And I feel like Ben is a uniter. Oh, I feel like as a policymaker, he's imaginative, and he understands people, like actual people. So for a cynic like me, he restores my faith in an institution that takes an enormous amount of money from me.
The government.
Yeah, the government. That's right. It makes me understand that a person that I know and trust can actually participate in government at a very high level and affect real change that I think is pertinent.
But you also are trying to build some interesting bridges. I want to show a clip that I think can get us off to a good start in this, trying to bridge some of these divides. Let's hear a little bit from Dave in your genre, as you say. I just think that's such a brilliant distillation of where we are. People don't know. You live in rural Ohio. People think of you as this urban legend, but you actually live in rural Ohio.
Yes, I do.
And now we're 2 years in. The economy has gotten better than it's continued to get better. What would you say to those folks who are still big Trump supporters today as we go into the midterms?
This is a tough question for me, Van. I got to tell you, first of all, the town that I live in is a small town.
Yes.
And it's like a little blue Bernie Sanders island in the Trump Sea. They love Donald Trump. I don't even know that they love him as much as they're frustrated, they're fed up, and a lot of these white people feel like their voices don't matter anymore. That their concerns aren't important or what have you. So to be honest with you, in the name of safety, I wouldn't tell him anything about that guy. I don't believe that I'll change anybody's mind or anything.
Right.
But for me personally, you know, I get along with everybody, whether I agree with them politically or not.
Right.
But
I thought
when you're actually trying to pull this democracy together, keep it from getting torn apart, you have to talk to everybody. You have to listen to everybody.
That's right.
I was out on the Eastern Shore, and I was giving a speech. A guy who voted for Trump asked me what I thought about Medicare for all. And I said, I support it. He said, well, what if they won't do it at the federal level? I said, then we'll do it at the state level. He said, then I'll vote for you.
Trump support.
Yeah, I said, and I kind of stood up straight. I said, you voted for Trump, and now you're going to vote for the former national president of the NAACP. I said, tell me why. He said, I'm a finance manager at a car dealership. My bottom line is my business and my people. Neither one of them gets healthier until we can get health care we can afford. And if he won't do it, and you will, then I'll vote for you.
There is this question, though, around Democrats versus Republicans. And you have people like Kanye West who's saying, listen, you know, love you guys and Democrats.
Excuse me 1 second.
Why don't you just get him on FaceTime?
You know where I'm going with this. You know, Kanye says that, you know, it's time out for Democrats. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that, first of all, you know, Kanye is an artist, man.
Yes.
And he's a genius.
Absolutely.
You know, whatever he's saying right now, I think that the angle he's seeing things from is about the division that he sees. And he's not inconsistent with what he's saying. For instance, a decade ago, I read a quote where he said he wanted to take the Confederate flag and reappropriate it some other different kind of way. I mean, it's a MAGA hat, whatever, man. The thing that's scary about this presidency is after it. I don't know if you've been married before or had a girlfriend and said something in a fight that was so wrong, and then after that, we still family, we still around each other, but man, I sure did say all that shit, didn't I? And I'm not mad at Kanye. That's my brother. I love him. I support him. I buy his albums.
No claps? Oh, man, that was rough.
I know, whether people clap or not, But, you know, I don't have to agree with everything that he says. I just trust him as a person of intent. But, yeah, he shouldn't say all that shit, but...
But let me take it on the argument then. So to take his personality out of it. What about the argument he's making, which is that, you know, it's almost, you're in this PC prison, you can't say anything, and you're not allowed to vote for Republicans if you're African American. What's your argument to people who feel like it's time to give Republicans a chance? You know, it's an argument being made by a minority.